Guys, it's almost over. All of 2022 is almost over. And we had so many TV shows that we got. It was I was starting to look at the stuff like just the number of stuff that we had. I mean, between Marvel stuff and things from Prime and Netflix and Paramount and Peacock. It's a lot. But
Yeah,
we have to come down and make it all come down to 5 shows. So I'm just going to introduce this. This is the Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly. We got Brand Man Brandon Tank Kramer. This one's going to be Brand Man's top 5 TV shows of 2022. Take it away, man.
All right, let's go.
Quick, Chillmonger said, there you go, She-Hulk, top 5.
You got one Marvel. Let's hear
it. Yeah, you got one Marvel.
All right. So we're gonna start from 5 moving forward. Top 5. We've had a lot of stuff this year. A lot of great watches. A lot of stuff that's been really, really entertaining. Some not so much, but here goes. My number 5. I'm gonna start with Peacemaker. So Peacemaker was a show that worked infinitely better than I thought it would. What did really pique my interest is when it was first announced, when James Gunn was when James Gunn announced he was doing this show. Took place after the Suicide Squad, a character that I never really paid too much attention to until this show, until the Suicide Squad movie. And it was easily one of my favorite things of this year, especially the way that it hooks you in from the opening credits. One of these days, I'm still going to master that entire dance number. So everyone just know that. It really made me come to like a character that by the end of the Suicide Squad movie, I'm like, you son of a bitch. But and it really had great, and he was also really surrounded by really great supporting characters. I really had a lot of fun watching this show. It really balanced violence, gore, vulgarity, and heart, which James Gunn is really good at doing. So I'm really looking forward to the second season as well. It was really one of those that left me wanting more. So Peacemaker is my number 5. Going from there into that, my number 4 was Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. I really, really enjoy anthology shows. So to hear one coming from the man himself, Guillermo del Toro, pretty much a match made in heaven. Even though he didn't direct any of the episodes, his influence from a visual standpoint really, really hung over it. Liked how he introduced each episode. It really reminded me of Tales from the Dark Side.
Okay.
With that kind of Guillermo del Toro flavor to it. I like the multitude of actors they got. I really like the standalone episodes that they were kind of disconnected. Hoping we get another season. Really, really liked how, just how out there and grim and just crazy it was. Really like that. I think my favorite episode was probably The Outside with Kate Micucci and Dan Stevens. That was a really good one. Kind of tragic one as well. But yeah, really like Cabinet of Curiosities. My number 3 is going to be Interview with the Vampire. We've talked about this show many, many times on this very show. Really liked it. I really think that from a visual and narrative standpoint, it really captured, the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. Really liked the character change up of Louis and Claudia. It really made sense. The time period update really, really worked. Once again, kind of like the previous shows I mentioned, really left me wanting more. I think everything from the technical standpoint, the costuming, the set design was absolutely incredible. The characterization, the character of Louis, Sam Reed is Lestat. Come on, he's really set the standard from this character. He did it better than Tom Cruise. He did it better than Stuart Townsend. I think whoever plays him afterwards, decades down the line, is going to forever be in Sam Reed's shadow. Really looking forward to season 2, which they announced I think around the time the second episode of this came out. So yeah. I'm like, bring this on. I'm down. And Obviously with Mayfair Witches, we're going to get more Anne Rice content. Like I've said on here multiple times, depending on where they go with season 2 of Interview with the Vampires, do more Vampire Chronicles stuff, do Vampire Lestat, do Tale of the Body Thief, do Queen of the Damned the right way as a TV show. I am down for whatever AMC wants to do. So Interview with the Vampire, that's my next one. I believe I am on my number two. I'm going to say Reacher was my number 2.
Ooh,
Okay.
Mhm. So one thing to know about me, fellas, is that I really love the Jack Reacher novels. I think when I heard that they were doing a movie years back, I'm like, huh. And then I heard Tom Cruise is going to be Jack Reacher. Much as I like Jack Reacher, or much as I love Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher, he is not. Those movies were not really Jack Reacher. I think they did the perfect casting in Alan Ritchson, just a huge blonde, frigging like just bear of a dude. I think even the kind of small town, kind of contained vibe of season 1 of Reacher would, it really felt like the book, come to life, just in terms of atmosphere and from a narrative standpoint. I really, really enjoyed it. I think they made all the right moves. I think season 1 was based on the novel Killing Floor, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. I'm not sure which book season 2 is going to be based off of. I've heard it's going to be based off the book Die Trying, which would be a pretty good route. But whenever that comes out next year, I'm totally down. Looking forward to seeing more of Alan Ritchson. You kind of I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with that actor, or if anyone watched Blue Mountain State years back.
Oh yeah, Thad.
He was Thad. So this was a total 180 from the character of Thad. He also played Raph in Michael Bay's TMNT. So he's done some stuff here and there. He's been around the block. Yeah, he had a brief part in Catching Fire.
And he was in Titans.
He was in Titans.
Really bad Titans show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was also Aquaman in Smallville.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. And fun fact, he was, if you look this up on YouTube, he did audition for American Idol years back. But yeah, and he also has a song on YouTube that he did in character as Thad called Mojito.
I don't know beer, no rum and coke. There's only one drink that I'll drink, that's Mojito. My Mojito.
But which is really, really fun. It was actually one of my pregame songs before I would go out with friends and that sort of thing. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, Reacher's my number 2. My number 1 is none other than House of the Dragon. Is my number 1.
Wow.
At first I was kind of ready to just kind of think, oh, they're just cashing in on Game of Thrones. It's probably going to suck, or at least it's probably not going to be as good. This was solid. Really, really liked it. It stands on its own. Everything about it was great. Matt Smith obviously killed it as Daemon. The acting was really, really good. Everything about this just really, really hooked me in from the beginning. And like some of the other ones that I mentioned, it left me wanting more. I think the production value was absolutely great. There were kind of times, I think, where like some of the dragons kind of looked like something out of 1996's Dragonheart to me at times. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was really good. I think some of the time jumps were a little jarring, but upon rewatch, it kind of sat with me a little better. So bring on season 2 of that shit, man. House of the Dragon is my number 1. And I do have 2 honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is Miss Marvel. From the handful of Marvel shows that we've gotten on Disney Plus. Easily my favorite. I loved the tone and energy of it. It almost had kind of like this John Hughes-esque kind of like teen comedy feel to it. And I think my main selling point on this was Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan. She was great. She's a treasure in that role. She literally is that character, Kamala Khan. And I really like how it embraced the like the Muslim Indian American culture, of it. It didn't shy away from that. I think the worst thing I could say about it were the villains were a little flimsy and one note and thin, but I had a lot of fun with it from a visual standpoint. I kind of like how you delve into into Kamala's mind, you know, with a lot of the things that she sees, and her being a fangirl, you know, her being this character who's from the who's very much on the outside looking in this world of heroes. I thought that was a cool kind of angle that they worked, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of her, you know, 8 months from now when we get the Marvels, which it's a movie I'm still hoping they push up, by the way. But yeah, Miss Marvel is my honorable mention, and then my final honorable mention is Pam and Tommy on Hulu.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm going to explain why. It really captured that kind of grimy, kind of sleazy vibe of that entire scandal. But my favorite thing about this show was Lily James as Pam Anderson. She was an actress who I've always liked, but I never paid too much mind. You know, like she literally was Pam Anderson on this, just you know, from a standpoint, like from a physical standpoint, you know, what she did with her voice. I didn't see a trace of Lily James, who I was used to as Cinderella or from Baby Driver. So the thing that really sold me, and you know, it was very much anchored by her performance, as well as her chemistry with Sebastian Stan. Now, while Sebastian Stan didn't look like Tommy Lee, you know, he just looked like Sebastian Stan with black hair. It was the attitude. You know, he absolutely nailed that. You know, there was there was that one scene on I believe it was episode 2 where he's we're gonna call it, where he's talking to his friend. That was interesting. I didn't expect that. It was hilarious in hindsight. I'm not sure if you guys saw that show, but if you did, you probably know what friend I'm talking about. But yeah, that was it really didn't shy away from like the sleazy, just kind of dirty nature of that whole scandal. There were some elements that were kind of Hollywoodized, specifically with the character of with the character of Rand Gautier that was played by Seth Rogen. But overall, it was something that, you know, it kept me watching from beginning to end. Really like that one. But yep, those are my top 5 and my honorable mentions. My top 5 of 2022.
Cool.
Wow, that's awesome. And those are some great shows. I mean, you know so much about them. You were very elaborate. I mean, if you guys haven't seen one of those shows, take the time. We all have some time off right now. Take a look. I love your variety. Yeah, it's so many things that you're throwing in there. That's a great review, man. So guys, if you guys got anything else to say about it, throw a comment in it. Please like this video and check us out, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So those were Brandman's reviews for the best 2022 TV shows.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.